thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. Those of you who know me, thank you. I really appreciate the support, coming out. So please, after the show, I definitely owe you a drink. So come find me by the bar, and I'll make up a reason not to buy you. I'm not gonna buy you one. Black people, we don't do rounds. Okay, we're not going to start right now. Okay, so we're not. Don't try it. Those of you who don't know me, we get into the show and you'll find out a little bit about me. Right. So let's start off with where I'm from. I'm Darran. I'm from a place called Harlow, Essex. Harlow in the house. Yes, it's a very white town. Last census, 95% white. The other 5% just white people didn't understand the question. And town is. My school didn't have much ethnic diversity in there. We had 40 ethnic minorities in my school, including one of my best friends, Danny, who is quarter Polish and 3/4 English. That's right, he was 100% white. He's a part of my black struggle though. He was, it's like the pain we go through as black men, Darran. I'm with you all the way. I respect that, Danny, I respect that. No, but I was one of 2 black boys in my year. It was me and 2 mixed race boys. That's just maths and biology. Don't get upset by that. But racial stereotypes, they worked in my favour at school. I was picked for every sports team. Every sports team. Football, rugby, girls netball. I played goal defence. That's what I played. I just slapped on the wig. That was the early 2000s, so had to kind of look like a woman before identifying as one. I was good. I was good in goal defence. I was mean. Little Hannah Thompson trying to pivot, get a shot away. I was like, no, Hannah! Get out of here. Get out of here. She got run to her teacher. It's unfair. They've got a boy in their team. Their teacher like, don't call the big black girl boy. That's racist. Don't do that. Don't do that. Jokes on them. I was a boy. So. Nah, it's cool, man. It was cool. We didn't have any sibling rivalry when I was at school though. My nearest sibling, she's 14 years older than me, making her older than most of my classmates' parents. No, seriously. Yeah, seriously. James Smith, his mum didn't make it to parents' evening once because she had detention. So, underage sex, it was a big thing in my town, in my school. Not something I participated in, no. Not out of choice. It's just hard to lose something that no one else wants to fight. It's like, Darran, you just dropped something out your back. Yeah, that's my virginity. Yeah, pick it up. That's yours. People. No one wanted it. No one wanted it, man. But no, it was a big thing in my school. So much so, we had an on-site STD clinic, but we didn't have a fully staffed maths department. Priorities, right? They're like, don't worry about your A's and B's, worry about your STDs. What's that? Calculus, close that. Syphilis. Worry about syphilis. That's your issue. No, it's nuts. It was nuts, man. No, but you got to avoid the worst STD of them all. And what is that? AIDS, you think? No. Unplanned pregnancy. That's the worst. Ooh, that's the worst. And upgrade that, you can have upward, which is unplanned pregnancy with a dickhead. Oh, jeez. Oh, because there's good medicine for AIDS, but having a dickhead child, ooh, that's a life sentence. Do you have a kid with a dickhead, right? Your child is biologically half dickhead. And you chose to reproduce with a dickhead, make that child full dickhead. Well, no, it's not very political in America right now. It's kind of Handmaid's Tale, isn't it? Trying to ban abortion. 2019, trying to ban abortion. Crazy, man. And now what's the options? Pro-life, pro-choice. Pro-life, pro-choice. Can't lie, when I hear the options, they both sound like the right answer, innit? Like, you don't want to be on the other team, just like, what? You anti-choice? No, I'm anti-life. Like, this answer. Which team do I pick? No, but if I had to pick a side, I would have to say I'm definitely pro-choice. It's 2019. I think women should have autonomy over the body. You can do what you want. I know, like when I was a single guy, I really benefited from women doing what they wanted. Alright, guys, you slag. Disgusting, man. Disgusting. But no, I'm definitely pro-choice. Definitely pro-choice. Because what's the limit now? It's like 24 weeks, isn't it? It's 20 I'm not sure if she'll be able to terminate that late. Like, not 24 weeks. I think it should be around like 18 years. 18 years, man! I met some 17-year-olds. It's like, nah, it's not too late for you to get aborted. So, it's like, what's this? Get off me, Dad. No, I'm so pro-choice. I'm pro-choice, man. I told you. I'm committed to it. I don't just say it. I don't just tweet it. It's about that line. About that. I'll perform an abortion on your 17-year-old. I need that done. I'll do that. Well, no, like in this country, we've got Brexit going on. Still going on. Jeez. It's the end of October, isn't it? They've got a decision to make. Let's put this in perspective. Brexit, right? End of October is when it's going to end. I'm getting married at the beginning of October. All right? Yeah, I'm getting married. This all started in 2016, the referendum. I didn't even know she existed in 2016. Alright? That's how long it's taken for this country to decide on if they want to be in and out of a union. I created my own in that time. It's mad. Now Brexit is awkward. Like my town is a Brexit town. I had to Google that. I didn't want to just cast aspersions. And when I found out, Harlow is a top 20 constituency for Brexit Leave votes. So yeah, we're Premier League Brexit. Come on! No, Premier League, man. It's awkward. When I go back to my town and stuff, you're like, Darren, what are you doing here? So what? I voted Leave. Thought you wouldn't be back. Just like, I'm here. You can't kick me out like that. Not that easy. Well, no, but 2016, man. Also in 2016, Harlow had 4 murders and 6 attempted murders, making it the murder capital of England and Wales. Woo. So yeah, we were good, well not Scotland good. Like come on, we're trying to get up there. But it all culminated in one moment in 2016. It was the murder capital, had Brexit, kind of tension going on, and what ended up happening was I went home to visit my mum. She still lives in Harlow. Picked up the local newspaper. On the front of the paper, it said 5 boys arrested in racist attack. And I read it and I was shocked because I've lived in Harlow for a big part of my life and I've never seen racism get to that level. Bit of name calling, yeah, but someone get attacked, no. And as I was reading the article, the details of it was like more and more shocking. Like the age of the boys. The oldest attacker, 16, youngest, 15. 5 white boys decided to take out this attack, this aggression. And when I was reading the story, the details got more and more shocking, and the most shocking thing to me was that the victim was also white. Listen, that's how little racial diversity we have in my town. And even the race crimes are white on white. Do you know, it's like being one of the few black people from a town, you open the newspaper, it says race attack. I was like, bro, was I there? I don't remember being involved in this. I don't remember this. It's nuts, man. No, but this country's it's weird. It doesn't always make you feel welcome to be here if you're a child of an immigrant or an immigrant. You know, like even this weather today. It's been dreadful. This is meant to be summer, and this weather has got racist, isn't it? It's reminding black and brown people, you're not from here. You're not built for this. Sometimes weather gets so bad, I've heard the wind blow and it says, go back to where you come from. I was like, it's a hostile condition. Now, where am I from? I'm from my mum's womb. And I can't go back there. Neither scientifically nor legally. I've done my research. Can't go back there. Someone said to me, hey Darren, you've got morally. Look, don't judge my life, alright? Don't judge my life. I liked being in the womb. It was a comfortable time there, alright? Now look, I was born by cesarean, like some of you that weren't, so I think I made the better choices in how I came into the world. But no, but I also got a scar above my left eyebrow from the surgeon's scalpel from the cesarean. Yeah. So even before I was born, I was a victim of knife crime. Came into the world as a statistic, man. It's horrible. NHS is the gang that was after me. Scary. In these streets, in these wards. The maternity wards are wild. No, it was. But then before the womb, where was I? I was in my daddy's testicles. Yep, in his right testicle. I know it's specific, but you've got to know where you're from, alright? You've got to know your roots. Right testicle, it's cool. It was a bit cramped, admittedly. But it was a simpler time, because I used to be white. Soon my dad ejaculated, I lost all my white privilege. It's like, racism. I'm sorry, you didn't consent to that. In your face. That was rude. We were going to cut that out. I don't know, hashtag me too. Not yet. No, I'm not. But where am I from? Where am I actually from? I'm from Jamaica. Jamaicans in the house, make some noise! Yeah, man. I say I'm from Jamaica. My parents are from Jamaica. Now, the whole Windrush scandal made me have to clear that shit up, man. I mean, it's like, get out, son. I was born here, mate. Can't kick me out. Can't kick me out. But no, it's what that showed me, that Windrush scandal, is just how many of my mum's friends who I thought were born here, they weren't born here. Just like, I was born here. It's like, come on, Errol. You know now. It's like, no, I was born here. So we saw the van outside your house. Stop it. Why lie? We still like this. No, I was born in Hinna. Hinna? Where's Hinna? Hinna, England. Please tell me that is not what you got in the form. That's how they got it. I feel like the form all wrong, man. It's nuts. No, but that generation, that Windrush generation, they are British. They are proper British. They are so British that they too don't like immigrants. It's nuts. Speak to an old Jamaican person. Oh, it's like, I cannot stand that Polish woman down the road. It's like, Polish woman? What? She's from Estonia. That's what we said, Polish. Not the same. Not the same. Not the same, different countries. It's just that generation though, they only have like 4 countries in their head. And you see it's like a Nigerian grandma, it's like, hey, the little Jamaican boy. It's like, nah, he's from Trinidad. It's like, that's what I said, Jamaican. It's like, nah, it's like, man, but no. But I said, I'm from Jamaica. Sorry, I should talk about the generation a little bit more. Like, what I clocked about generation, how they don't like immigrants. It's kind of like a nightclub. Right? Like once you're in the nightclub, you don't really care about the door policy, innit? You just care about what's going on at the bar, right? So they don't care. They don't want any more immigrants in. They like it there. But I am Jamaican. I'm very proud to be Jamaican. And I used to think I was Jamaican. That's how I identified as Jamaican. Because in Harlow, I was the most Jamaican person I knew outside my house, right? But oh boy, that changed. That all changed when I went to Jamaica. Ooh. Nothing shows you're not Jamaican more than going to Jamaica. First thing I said when I went to Jamaica, shut your mouths! English, why? That was passport control. At Heathrow. So I was like, Janine from Sunderland, why are you talking to me like that? It's me. That's not nice. No man, I got to Jamaica and on the way to my cousin's house. Now I say cousin, I don't know if we're related. It's like, it's just there's your family. It's like, hey, this is your cousin. It's like, he's Chinese. But they're your cousin, you're related. Right? Now I'm on the way to my cousin's house and I see wild dogs. Right? Some of you misheard me. You heard me say stray dogs. No, wild dogs. These dogs were exactly where they wanted to be. Right? Dogs in Jamaica, they move different, they bark different. Dogs in Jamaica move like this. A wolf. I'm English now. I'm definitely English. I want to go home. Back to England. Man out the window. Turn it around. Now I got to my cousin's house now, and they had a dog in the yard, and I thought, wow, I know what this is. This is an animal in a domestic setting. This is a pet. I had my British lenses on, I was wrong. I asked my cousin, excuse me, what's the name of your dog? He looked at me and was like, Liam? Liam, dog! No, that's what it is. Mum, hello, what is that? So I was like, okay, so what's that? What's your cat called? It's like, Puss. No, this is not acceptable. Someone needs to say something. It's alright. So no, and that's when I learned that in Jamaica they don't have pets, they have domestic workers. Every animal has a job. It's like, dog, protect us. Puss, for catch mouse. That's it. All have a job, man. And I grew up with this stereotype that, you know, black people don't like animals. That's not true. We just don't fucking love them. That's it. What? Fucking love them. You mean, you be at work and someone goes, oh yeah, my son, he's ill. It's like, what's wrong? He's got worms and fleas. Like, what? It's like, no, he's a cat. I was like, no, that's not your son. You're not in the same species. You're not even related. But no, and the thing is though, like, black people need to stop treating like every animal like it's a threat to your life. You know, too many times I'll be like older black people going to someone's house and start screaming like, lion! This was like, we're in Kent, where's the lion? That's just a very furry cat, relax. Chill out. But the flip side though, white people, you need to stop treating every deadly animal like it's a pet. No, let's be honest, right, honesty lane, let's all be together. So you're watching the news and you hear them say, 2 people have died 3 miles off the coast in a brutal and tragic shark attack. You know they're white. You just know. You know they're white. Come on. Let's just be honest. You know they're either white and they're fucking around with the shark, or they're Asian and they're trying to eat the shark. And you know I'm not talking about the brown Asians. Right? Let's be honest. Don't pull back from me now, people. You know it's true. You know it's true. It's very, very true. And it annoys me when they describe it as like a tragedy. It's like, you were 3 miles off the coast. That's where sharks live. And I was watching this documentary about the sharks and stuff, and they go, we don't understand why shark attacks have increased over the past 10 years. In the same documentary, they made no links to this. They go, also what's increased in the past 10 years? Cage diving. It's like, I'm dangling myself like food, but I don't know why people get eaten. It annoys me, man. All I'm saying is, if I ever watch the news and I find out that 2 black people have been attacked by a shark, I'm asking, who brought sharks to Notting Hill Carnival? That's what I'm saying. Never are we going to get attacked in the sea. Never, never. But no, holidays are cool. You know, I said I grew up in a very white town and stuff, so a lot of my friends, they grew up doing the holiday activities like camping. It's like, Darren, do you want to come camping? It's like, sleep outside. For free. That's for being homeless, bro. not interested. Sadly, not interested. I just made me think of homeless people, mate. I did it earlier today on the way here. You know when you see a homeless person, before they even say anything, you just give it that. It's mean, isn't it? It's mean. I've got loads of money in my pocket. I want to give you anything. It's not even like, oh, you're going to spend it on booze and drugs. I just don't want to give you my money. That's it. I don't want to give anyone my money. So. No, but I went off track there. I just thought about a homeless person. I shouldn't have robbed them. No, but you're talking about holidays as well. Yeah, so some of my friends as well, some of them went on really good holidays. I was jealous. Now I'd ask them each summer to go to a different place. Like, we're going to this, I'm going to Australia. We're going to South Africa. Brazil. Darren, where are you going this summer? Same place I go every summer, mate. To the south of London. That's where I'm going. I'm going to visit my auntie in Lewisham. That's where I'm going to spend my summer. No, it was sad. It was sad. Other than times I went to Jamaica, I always used to go to visit my cousins. My mum's side, they're in South East London. My dad's side, North West London. And they're very proud of their areas. Very, very proud. Doesn't matter how shit their areas are. Very proud. So much so that I grew up thinking that I was mixed race. That's how hard they rep their areas. You know, where are you from? Well, I'm actually half Lewisham and then half Kilburn. It's like, that's not genetics, Darren. That's not how it works. No, man. But no, but then I did end up going on better holidays and stuff. Went on an all-inclusive holiday. Who's ever been on an all-inclusive holiday? Make some noise. Yeah, all right, upmarket, nice. Right, did you go on a proper all-inclusive or a shitty cheap one? Don't be embarrassed, because I went on the shitty cheap one. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you how you know whether we went on the shitty cheap one, alright? First thing, everything is included. But not everything you want included is there. Like, you've been walking around the resort for 4 days, it's like, wait, I swear I saw a swimming pool on the website. Where's that? I ain't seen that at all. Find out it's at the sister hotel, like 40 miles down the road. And then also, all you can drink, but you just may not recognise any of those drinks. And you look behind the bar, they've got vodka, Wisco, Brandu. I went to Shine on Shake and they had rum spelled R-H-U-M. The guy's like, come on, I'll make you sexy cocktail, nice cocktails. Like, you don't have the ingredients. Not gonna make me a cocktail. You're gonna make me another double Brandu. I'm gonna just sipping this. That's why I'm keeping sipping. No, don't mess around. Well, no, it's like holidays. It's strange. I find out a lot about myself when I go on holiday, like how British I am, like the things I get excited about when I go on holiday. Like, I can be in the most like historical, cultural place, like this building. It's been here for 100 years. It's like this temple. It's like, oh, this temple. I'm like, yeah, all right. Interesting, mate. And then just go down the road. It's like, is that an Irish pub? Let's go. So I want to go down that sacred river. It's like, yeah, but Huddersfield's playing Bournemouth, so I need to priorities. You know, supporting those teams don't matter. I need to see that game. No, it's funny going on holiday, realising just like where you're. That shows you where you're from as well. When you go on holiday, man. Like how people identify me. Like when I go, oh, so where are you from? Like, oh, UK. And they kind of just look at me and just go, yeah, man. Yeah, you got to know where you're from. And some things say, but if we're talking about Irish pubs, I do love a pub. I love a pub. So much so that sometimes I forget that I'm black. Going to a pub. No, because sometimes I go into like those really rural pubs. Now they've got England flags in the window, and it's not World Cup year. You know, I walk into the pub, the music stops. Even the guy with his dog's looking at me. He's just like, oh. Go to the bar, they're all confused. Like, oh, hello. Oh, I don't see your type around here much. How can I help you? It's like, I'm in a pub, or like, give me a drink, please. Okay, is that it? I was like, hey, give me the money! I do remember when I went to a pub, right, and this when racism, like, it was really in my face. I know sometimes people, speaks a lot of black people, like, I prefer racism being in my face, so I know where I stand, there's no bullshit. Not me, I'm not that kind of black guy. No, please keep your racism subtle in your head. Keep me guessing. Right? Make me look paranoid about shit. I prefer that. I think that guy's racist. I'm Darran, he just likes wearing a white hood. Leave him alone. Keep me paranoid. That's how I prefer it, man. Now, I went to a pub with one of my friends, and we was meeting his friend, Neil, at the bar, right? And as soon as I walked to the bar, Neil looks beyond our mutual friend and just goes, "Who's this black bastard there?" Now, me like a dickhead, I looked over both my shoulders. I'm like, "No, this black bastard's in our fucking pub. Come on, boys, let's do it. Why am I the only one on this? Come on." I forgot. But then, you know, saw a mirror, realised he was talking to me, and then I was like, oh shit. My friend sensing the tension, goes, "Oh, don't worry, Neil. He's alright." I'm alright! Racism, not an issue. Just me in the pub. All that could have been potentially mad, that one. So Neil's like, "Oh, alright, cool, alright, fair. I'll get you a drink. I know what drink you want. You want some rum, don't you?" "Yeah, man." Neil's a dickhead, isn't he? But I did want rum. It's annoying, but it's political. I can't have it. So I'm like, "Neil, piss off." He's like, alright. Don't want rum. I know what drink you want. You want Guinness, don't you? Hide the black stuff. Hooray, banter! It's like, how does he keep guessing? I keep doing this. I'm like, "No, fuck you, Neil!" And he's like, alright, calm down, I'm gonna get you a drink. "Hey, barman, 3 beers. One for me, one for my mate, and one for his black friend." Like, Jesus Christ. I was there thinking, this is horrible. Like, and this wouldn't have happened if I was here with, like, black friends. Because none of them would have offered to buy me a drink. I told you, don't do rounds. Don't do rounds. I told you, people, don't do rounds. That's where we are with racism, man. Racism, it's a bit crazy, isn't it? It's a bit crazy. Like, it can be in your face sometimes like that. It can be a bit more subtle. For example, I always get stopped for drugs. All the time. And I'm just like, it's annoying. I'll be at like a party and stuff, and people will be like, "Who's got these drugs, mate? Who's got these drugs?" And I thought, right, this is annoying. This is racial profiling. And then I realised that it wasn't, because black people kept on asking for drugs. I'm like, what the fuck is it? And I realised that I suffer from resting stoned face. Now, I'm alert now talking to you. Let me just relax and I'll show you what my normal face looks like. Ready? Of course I look like I've got drugs. Of course. So now I walk into rooms now with my eyes wide open, like, "You alright, guys?" It's like, different kind of drug. It's way too high. It annoys me, like, very persistent people, like, getting me like, "Oh, mate, you got any drugs?" Like, "No, I don't have it." "Come on, mate, I know you've got some." Like, "Mate, I don't fucking have it." "Come on, why don't you sell me some?" It's like, "I don't think you know how drug dealing works, mate." Right? You seem like a very keen buyer. If I had some, I would definitely sell it to you. Like, please, fuck off. Jesus Christ. Can't invite your uncles to barbecue. Leave me alone. No, at shops as well. Oh, that's another time I suffer a bit of racism. Get followed around, especially sports shops. Staff think I'm there to nick trainers. So I'm there to nick hats. But listen, no, I'm not there to nick anything. And it's in all seriousness. I went to university for 4 years. And after university, I've got like qualifications in finance. I've got fucking letters after my name, alright? So I didn't go through all of that to be accused of fucking nicking trainers from the sports shop, right? did it to commit big boy crimes like fraud. That's what to do. No, I want my respect. I don't want no shitty blue collar crime on my criminal record. No. You know how embarrassed that be for my friends and family back home in Harlow? Oh, do you hear about Darran? Oh, what happened? Oh, got caught nicking traders. Oh, that's terrible, that, innit? Oh, going through hard times, you see? Yeah, You hear about Darran? Oh, what? He got nicked for embezzling £60 million. He's always a smart boy, isn't he? He's always going to go for that one. He's a top boy. Top boy. Can't wait for him to get out. Welcome home, Darran. He's got some of that money left. No, it's nuts. So you commit like a blue collar crime, you need to be epic to get like a documentary in it. You need to kill like everyone to get a documentary. Commit a white collar crime, oh man, you can make more money after the prison. I mean, you just go on TV, the little bullshit apologies like, I feel really bad, I'm taking all this money. However, if you want to know the fine details of exactly how I did it, please buy my book for $12.99. It's just like, always just make more money, it pisses me off. But also, like in the world, racism, like on TV, for example, what happens? Oh, that's annoying. They never have an even panel when they talk about race on TV, do they? You can see it from the setup, like Newsnight, and come on, it's like, on tonight's show, we have the head of anthropology from the University of Oxford, Dr. Smith. Also on tonight's show, we have the head of sociology from the University of Cambridge, Dr. Patel. And also on tonight's show, we have grime rapper Big Nasty. So really, that's the black guy. That's the only black guy that was available. No, it annoys me, and you think I'm joking. I remember when Barack Obama became president of the United States, first black president. Wow, amazing. Who did they have on this show? They had Michael Portillo, former MP, and they had fucking Dizzy Rascal. I mean, and it's like, Dizzy, would you want to run for Prime Minister? It's like, oh, you know what you're doing. And he didn't know. He didn't know. He was like, yeah, man, why not? Yeah. Never voted for him. Not a chance. Sad. Sad, man. No, racism, it's like in policy as well. Like, Europe's dominance on Africa is still like in policy. For example, do you know that France, to this day, still charges, like, effectively 14 independent African states a tax for the benefit of being colonised. That's just like robbing my house, leaving an invoice for removal services. So what are you doing? It's like, hey, where you going? That's my TV. Yes, but look how much space you now have on your wall. And we've left an invoice on your coffee table, but we will be taking that later. So no, I'm doing that. But that's why we love racism. It's you know, if you say, just don't say the bad words. Don't say the bad words, you're not racist, and that isn't what it is. You know, like for black people, it's the N-word, you know, and you don't have to say the N-word to be a racist. And flip side, if you do say the N-word sometimes, then, boy, I can't help you. Like, shit, you're fucked. If you're white and you're saying the N-word, I can't help you. I'm level 4 black, and I'm not black enough to rescue you. No, I don't have the credit to the black community to have a strong. Nah, I'm a black guy from Essex. People already doubt my credentials. If I defend you, I get dangerously close to being kicked out of the race. Like, I'm already teetering on coconut territory. So, no, I can't rescue you. You need to get like a level 8 black guy, like Jay-Z, to come and help you. I can't help you, man. But no, it's a weird one. Like, but I'll go admit that although I'm level 4, I still get invited to some of the meetings. I still get invited to some of the meetings, and listen, let me be honest with you, white people. We all black people have secret meetings, and every few years we try to make a hit song that forces you to say the N-word. Yeah, come on, yeah, Baby Smalls. If you don't know, now you know. Oh, it's really tense. Get really tense. It's like, all right, let's see something like this one white guy at parties having a great time. It's like, play it. And Kanye West comes, he took my money! And like, white guy's not, if he's in the song, he's just dancing. Yes! I'm not saying she a gold digger. And she ain't messing with them. Go on, Callum, say it. Fucking damn. Fucking damn, try it. Sorry. But yeah, I've been to a few of those meetings. But no, why do we say, why do white people sometimes ask me, you know, can I say the N-word? And I get why you want to say it, because Americans have made it sound fucking cool. Let's be honest, alright? Listen, you hear my Essex voice? Hear my Essex voice here? I'm going to say the N-word, watch how tense it gets. Even though you can see my black face, this word can come out of my black face, you're still going to think a racism has happened. Ready? Nigga. Oh, jeez, he's hot. He's like, I mean, the trauma in your jeans. He's like, no! Alright, but let's get in America. Phil, please say the N-word.
Nigger.
And then in your actual voice.
Nigga.
Wow! Child! That is chocolate in the ear, that is delicious. That sounded so nice. Nice! Sweet slow. That's what it is. It sounds nice in certain accents, but I'm old school, man. I'm born in the 80s. I didn't grow up with like British accents saying that word. Not even black people. I just didn't have that. And I think I'm still stuck in my ways. I don't like it. I don't like hearing it. Don't like even hearing it from black people. I don't even like hearing it from African Americans. I don't like the word, right? And I've asked many African Americans, not Filio, others as well. Don't want to look at him. And I said, why do you say it? Why do you say it, man? And it's like, listen, baby, all the shit that we've been through, that's the least we can have, babe. You know? They put us with all this shit. It's our word now, man. That's the deal. It's our word. That's the deal. I think we got a bad deal, mate. That's a terrible deal. Like, which African American did they send to the negotiations? It's a wild one. Now, after slavery ends, it's like, listen, man, so we gonna send you what we need. We need some land and shit. We need some money, yeah, some reparations or something, man. I'm gonna go and get that shit. You can trust me. It's like, don't fuck this up. I got this. Trust me, man. Always tell me I fucked up. Shit. Comes back 20 minutes later. So what you got us, man? You get us that land? No, I didn't get the land. Can you at least get us like a mule or something? Nah, man. I didn't get that shit. Alright. What about some money? We could at least got some money, man. Nah, we didn't get no money. What the fuck you come back with? Listen, hold, this don't sound crazy, right? Check it out. We get to call ourselves niggas. Wait, are the white folk on the stop calling us it? Oh shit, I didn't check that one. Now they said we can have the word, but we just get to spell it different. That's it. There's always weird in it. Like, you said it with an E-R, not an A at the end. It's like, it's the same word. It's the same word. It's not the same, it's spelled different. It's like, nah, it's the same word. It's the same word. Well, no, well done, guys. We got through that joke. Well done. It's always tense when I tell that joke. It's gone differently each night, that joke. Well done, you guys did well on that one. So let's clear the room, let's clear the racial tension out of the room. Let's it's all about something fun, like supermarkets. Yeah, supermarkets. You know what you're doing in life by what supermarket you live nearest to. I live between a Tesco and an Asda. I think that's about right where I am in life. And so it's my local supermarket, they don't have, they're the self-service, they don't have the bags out. They don't trust us. They think we're going to steal the 10p bags. And, no, it's not, because I'll be there to self-checkout and the little red lights on, so oh God, I don't want anyone to come, I don't need help, I hate these machines. So, you sure you've scanned everything, sir? It's like, yeah, obviously. Because it just says £40 on your thing. It's like, yeah, scanned everything. So, yeah, but I'm looking there, we've got a baguette, so yeah, some butter, yeah, and 2 widescreen TVs. It's just like, yeah, but I didn't set the price, I didn't do that. Man. Well, who's been watching documentaries this year? Documentaries have been a bit wild this year, haven't they? I was watching, like Kazim was talking earlier about the Maddie McCann thing, and I too thought maybe the parents did it when I started watching the documentary. And they did that documentary really well. They convinced me that she might still be alive. And I was like, shit, I was watching, so we need to find this little girl. And so I did a little Google for how old is she now? Like, how do we find her? And she's like 15 now. Then it came to my head, it's like, I thought of a way we could find her. R. Kelly. Hey, don't get mad at me for the solutions. Right? You don't bring problems. I'm trying to bring solutions. My methods are alternative. That's it. Using like a sniffer dog. Sniff out. Nah, he wouldn't do that. R. Kelly likes black girls. That's why I got away with it for so long. That's why I got away with it so long, man. And this world doesn't really care about little black girls, let's be honest. No, remember, please find our girls. Boko Haram. Little note, ain't found them yet. Still missing. Even Disney shows little black girls that don't really like her, right? For example, you've seen Princess and the Frog. You seen that film? So you got all of these. So it's the first Disney film that actually had a black princess as the lead, right? Now, every Disney film, folklore, everyone knows that if you kiss a frog, you get a prince. What do you think happened to Princess Tiana when she kissed a frog? She turned into a frog. Disney's just like, we don't rate you! Horrible. It's horrible, man. Horrible. I know, man. It's like, I was thinking about when I grew up and stuff, like in the world. There's a lot of things going on in the world. Like, I kind of wish to talk about stuff that affects me directly. Sexuality, you know, that's one that doesn't really affect me. But I do remember when I was younger and coming out to my parents as a cisgendered heterosexual man. And can't lie, my sister is shocked. She's still convinced I'm gay, even though I'm getting married. But the thing is that I did grow up in a very gay world. Straight boy, gay world. And anyone who's roughly my age will know that it was a pretty gay world we grew up in. For example, one of my first loves, wrestling. Yeah, but it's pretty gay, right? Nothing wrong with it. It was just very gay. Think about it, it was like 200-pound, muscle-bound men, covered in oil, leather pants and knee-high boots. Yeah! And how do you win a wrestling match? Lay on top of another dude for long enough, or put a guy in a position that's so painful that he just cannot take it anymore. Tap it out. And then, why did we stop watching wrestling? Because we then found out that the contact wasn't real. We needed real man-on-man contact, didn't we, boys? We needed it. We need that man-on-man contact. So we started watching boxing, then UFC, because the pants are smaller, and then... That's why we're watching, right? That's what I thought. And then let's think about why are they fighting all these things? for a belt, fashion, okay? So good. But I was just thought about something, yeah? Just about why I hate dolphins so much. I know it's random, right? I hate dolphins, but it just popped into my head why I hate them. Does anyone else love dolphins in here? Like them? Love them? I fucking hate dolphins. Dude, I'm gonna sound like a psychopath talking about this, but seriously, I can't stand it. Does anyone else like dolphins? I want to know if you're with me with this. You like them? Why do you like them?
They're cute.
They're cute. Really? It's been harrowing white people too long. No, listen, the reason I hate dolphins, right, is because people always say, oh, they're really smart. Dolphins are really, really smart. One, they breathe air. Two, they live underwater. Dumb. Number two, they're fucking fish. Let's just get this out there, right? They're fish. They look like a fish. They act like a fish. They're fish. No, it's like, like when your niece comes home from school, it's like, I learned today that tomato is a fruit rather than a vegetable. It's like, shut the fuck up. Try and put a tomato in a dessert. Exactly. It's a vegetable. But no reason I hate dolphins, alright? You know when you go into a supermarket and you get a tin of tuna, what does it say on the side of the tuna? Dolphin friendly. How rude is that? No, it's rude. That's literally like the tuna's headstone. It's like the tuna's headstone and you're going to put dolphin friendly on the side. Nah, think about it. There is a tuna out there in the sea whose husband is not coming home. The sea police have to go there and knock on their door. Yeah? We're like, Mrs. Tuna? Yes, it's me. What's the problem? Sorry, we just got something to tell you about. Wait, is it my son? Did he skip school? Ha, shit fish stroke. No, it's your husband. He's been caught in a brutal fishing accident and now he's been chopped up and crushed into a can. We don't know all the details, but we think his body might be soaking in brine or sunflower oil. We don't know yet, but he's gone. She's like, oh no. Oh, how am I going to tell the kids? How am I going to go on by myself? Is it, don't worry, Mrs. Tuna. No dolphins were hurt. Fuck off! Well, another reason I really hate dolphins is because orcas. Do you know what an orca is? Killer whale. But an orca is a type of dolphin. See, dolphin propaganda is so good that they've got us convinced that killer whales are whales. They're dolphins. And why are they called killers? Because they're black. Dolphins are racist. That's all. But no, it's like talking about dating and stuff and romance. I don't think romance is all dead yet. Like, who knows how their parents met? Anyone know? Make some noise if you know how your parents met. Yeah. So some people are like, what? And some of you haven't come to terms that they had sex, yeah, or anything like that. No, and it's weird. I suggest everyone, if you go home, your parents are still around, go home and ask your parents how they met. It's really that humanising thing. You realise they had a life before you. I mean, I've got older siblings, and I still don't believe they had a life before me, right? But no, and I asked my mum, because my dad, he passed away when I was 8, so I have to ask my mum. And it was hard growing up in a town like Harlow, white town, black boy, without my dad around. Mainly because everyone just assumed I didn't know who he was. No, it was bad. I tell people, it's like, no. They'd be like, oh, you know what it's like, Dan? Both of us, we don't know our dads. I was like, no. Me and you aren't in the same boat, mate. No, I know my dad. He just passed away. Really, Darren? Like, you are Jamaican. Are you sure you're Hey, that was the shit I grew up with, man. Having to roll to school with death certificates. Told you it's good. No, but I asked my mum, hey, how did you meet? And I found out they met 3 years before they even got together and stuff. So my mum at the time, she was married, so she was like, no. My dad, he was married, he was like, so? No, he was estranged from his wife. So he was like, hey, I like it, let's go out. And this kind of happened over 3 years. I like you, let's go out. She was like, no. I like you, let's go out. No. I like you, let's go out. No. Over 3 years. And in that time, my mum became divorced, and then he asked again, and she was like, doing what? Yeah. Let's go out. And what that showed me, the mantra of the true romantic is persistence beats resistance. But that's also the mantra of a rapist. So chill out! Relax, Dad! Like, come on! 3 years! Nah, come on, if this was now, I wouldn't exist. Real talk. Nah, I would be blocked up. You'd be blocked after 3 messages, isn't it? Like, where's it going? You'd be in the WhatsApp group just like, this guy messaging me. Like, I know, but dating nowadays, like I said, I'm getting married in a few months, so I don't have to date anymore like different people, and I hated dating. I hated it. It was long. I didn't hated it. The politics of dating now, it's all mad, isn't it? Like who should pay on the first date? I think a man should always pay on the first date. Just think it's gentlemen. I support women's rights, I support equal pay, all that good shit that you talk about. And I promise I was listening. But I think a man should pay on the first date. You know, when I was single, I always paid on the first date. However, how I paid, none of your business. Don't start looking at the bank card going, why is the name different from your name, Aaron? It's like, nothing to do with you. Also, don't try to shame me for using vouchers either. You're lucky I bothered to come out of the newspaper this time because like, I was just waving the metro. Hey! It's mileage, yeah? Yeah, Tuesday tube say special. What? Yeah, no, we sat down before 7. Yeah. Alright, babe, it's all from that part of the menu, that's it. No, stop turning the page, this part. No, seriously, women, please ask this question. Like, do you not just not understand special offers, or you just choose? You just like, fuck them off. No, it's annoying. Every guy who's a woman has been in this situation. You go to a bar for a specific reason, and it's called that special offer. And you know what? And you think, let me give her a chance. Let's get the waiter to clarify the special offer. Mate, what's the deal today? Well, it's unlimited beer and unlimited wine. So yeah, all you can drink for 2 hours. All right, babe, did you hear that? Yeah. So, do you know what you're picking? So, what are you going to pick? Porn star martini? No! Pick again! Not in the offer! It annoys me, man. It annoys me. You know what happens all the time, man? It happens all the time. But no. Well, ladies, all we want for you to, if you're single on a date, all you have to do is just act like you're interested in the bill. That's all. Just act. When the bill comes, just act like you're interested. You even bring some props along. Really get that Oscar. Get that Oscar. When the bill comes, yeah, just do the fake reach. I know some of you ladies, you already know what that shit is. Some of us, man, we got snared by it. Yeah. The fake reach. Here it goes, the bill comes down. It's like, should we go halves? Why has he not said no yet? Oh my god. Let's not put him in the group chat. Oh my god. And as a gentleman, I would say, no, we are not going halves. You're paying at least 6%. Special offer, you didn't listen to me at all. Like you're having 3 porn star martinis. Jesus Christ. No. I was speaking to like, I like to hear about older couples as well, like grandparents and stuff, like hearing my mates talk about their grandparents. Oh, my granddad and grandma, they've been married for 80 years and he's never cheated on her. I think he just existed before Instagram, that's all. No, back in the day it's very easy to cheat. You just leave your house, go 3 miles down the road, change your name, whole new family. You rock up at the funeral and he's there like the vicar's like, oh, we're here for the service of James. Like, James? I thought his name was Stanley. What's going on? Like, who are all these people? That's his real family. That's who they are. You're the side family. That's who you are. I know, and it's weird, like times have changed as well, like, you know, you ask someone, oh, how old's your grandma? She's 80. I was like, how long has she been like married for? It's like 70 years. It's like, she got married at 10. It's like, oh what? No, like my granddad came back from the war and he was like 19. Oh Jesus Christ, my granddad's a paedophile. No, it's nuts. But no, I do, both my granddads, they died before I was born, right? So I kind of missed out on the whole kind of granddad thing. So I had surrogate granddads. They didn't know they were my surrogate granddads, I just picked them. The first one I picked was Trevor McDonald. Very respectable black man. I him as one. Got a bit desperate. Second one, I picked Uncle Ben's. Entrepreneur. I'll be able to inherit some free rice. But then I was like, no, that's silly. I don't want him as a granddad. So then I picked Patrick Truman from his so, I'm not talking about the actor, I'm talking about the actual character. Oh, when he had that stroke, I was like, Mum, I'm going down to Watford, granddad's up. Mum, like, seriously though, but if you've got like granddads and stuff, I was just speaking to older men and that. It's interesting. Their stories are great. May not be factual, but they're great. And you can't correct them either because they're old. They've lost their testosterone, a bit of memory, so the stories are all they have. Even if those stories are bullshit, you go along with them and you don't correct them. That's across all races, okay? But this particular story was my friend, whose granddad's Jamaican. He's talking about when he was in the 50s and he got chased by racists. And he said the story, he's telling a story, he's like, I remember when I was walking down Oxford Street, I turned the corner and there were 10 teddy boy them. So they chased me and we run all the way from Oxford Street to Leeds. I was like, what? Oh, mate's like, no, Darren, no. You let him have his story. So, Grandad, sorry, please continue to his story. Carry on. She's like, so after we run from Oxford Street to Leeds, we felt just a little bit tired. That you did. So now I felt I have to defend myself now. So I turn around, I draw back, I lick one, 3 of them dead. You got Morpheus, bro. Is that what happened to the other 7? So, they chased them back down to London. Well, no, before I go, I do want to talk about one thing, so talking about black and stuff. I don't like being called black. Now, well, don't mishear me, he didn't say I don't like being black. I know some of you was like, knew it! Who didn't like being black? No, it's not true. I told you, I'm level 4, I can't be saying I don't like being black. No, but I don't like being called black. And the reason I don't like being called black is because people are from a landmass. We're from a place, right? You're not just a colour, it's a weird thing for me. For example, I've got friends who were born here and their parents could be from Uganda, Kenya, Guyana, Trinidad, but they're still called Indian because their ancestors, their family are from somewhere. Same way I've got mates who are born here, parents are from Hong Kong, they're still Chinese because they have an ethnicity, they're from somewhere. So it begs the question, where the fuck is black lad? Now, in your head, some of you people got the right answer, but some of you going, is it racist? I thought Africa. No, it's not. That's the right answer. That's how we got in the world, that you've been associated with Africa. We think, oh, that's a bad thing. It's not. It's a good thing if you are from Africa. And I'm proud of my roots. My family, my ancestors from West Africa. Where about exactly? I don't know, and we'll have to ask some very rich white people with meticulous records of where my ancestors are from. I know sometimes it's awkward. I'll meet a white guy and his surname's Griffiths. So we might be related. It's like, you don't want to claim that, mate. No, you don't. No, you don't. But then we went from West Africa to the Caribbean, and if you leave the story to be told by certain people, they will say that my ancestors got a all-inclusive free boat ride to the Caribbean. Oh, can't resist that, can you? One TripAdvisor review said, oh, bit cramped, chafed a little, 2 stars. But got to the Caribbean, ended up being in Jamaica. And doing what? After many years of being in Jamaica, had revolts, slave revolts, quashed, slave revolts, quashed, slave revolts, quashed. Then got independence. Built their own civilization, built their own identity. And then, for whatever reason, after 2 world wars in Britain, Britain made a call to the Commonwealth, to the Caribbean specifically, and said, hey, come over, we need you, we need your help. And I don't know why, my grandparents answered that call, and they came over to Britain to help me build this country. And here I am now, as a guy who's born here and from here. So, I don't think that can all be reduced to a colour, all right? My people are from somewhere, they have a history, they've gone through a journey, and I'm here now. So I don't like being called a colour. I prefer to be called a British living African Caribbean. Which I realise spells black. But listen! But like nigger, it's not the same, it's spelled different. So, hey people, I'm Darran Griffiths. Cheers.
One more time for Darran Griffiths! Yes! Fucking smash that, man. Fucking smash that. Big up Darran, man. Fucking...